Yo, hello everyone. I am back, and today I went to Armageddon, which was very fun, and that is what I'm going to talk about today. My Armageddon experience. I guess for those of you who don't know, by the way, Armageddon is this convention we have in New Zealand, which is video games, anime, shows, that kind of stuff. It's just all in one place because New Zealand is a small country, so we can't really have a bajillion different conventions for everything, because then they'll get like 5 people each. So we just have it all as one thing called Armageddon. And I went there today, and it was very fun. There was, I guess I can just kind of talk about how I spent my day there, and then thoughts about the like experience. That works. So I arrived there with my friend at the very start of the convention, and we went and did. It was very like big. Like I don't know how big conventions usually are, but I've never been to one. This was the first time I went to a thing like this, right? And especially for New Zealand size, it was quite massive, I think. So we went there and we did just multiple laps around the convention place, just the buildings that they had there. There were, I think we started, there was this very big robot at the entrance that you could put on a helmet, and then you could move its head around, and you could also move its arms around by like moving joysticks. And there was a microphone attached to the robot, and you could just speak into the microphone, and then the robot would speak through a speaker, which was very funny because you just got to speak for the robot. So we did that for a little bit, and then we kept on moving forward past it, and we arrived at, I think it was, yeah, there was a place where there were a bunch of arcades set up, and you could go play on the arcades. We don't really play on them at this point because we just looked at them and oh, that's pretty cool, but we decided to go look around the rest of the convention first because we wanted to see if there was anything that was potentially like a limited time activity so that we didn't miss out on something, right? And from there we went left, and there was a sword shop that just sold all sorts of anime swords. I think they had and they also had the Witcher swords, which was interesting because you just arrive at the shop that just sells katanas from like Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan, Sword Art Online, and then just the Witcher swords, which are not only from like a completely different thing. The Witcher's not even an anime, right? But they also just completely different style of sword, where you have the katana and then the Witcher swords like claymores or long swords, closer to that. So that was cool. But the swords were really cool, all of them, just metal swords in the designs from the shows. That was awesome. It was a bit of a scam though, because on the rules for the convention they were talking about how you can't bring in your own weapons, which I was gonna do for the character that I was cosplaying, right? Because I was cosplaying as Johnny from Guilty Gear. I think I said this in one of my previous videos. I was gonna cosplay Johnny from Guilty Gear at the convention, and he uses a sword that's just a full wooden scabbard. I think that's what it's called. And well, like I ended up not bringing that and just making a wooden stick in the shape of a sword. Because on the rules it said that you can't bring in your own weapons. But then they just sold them at the convention, so I guess the idea was that you would go in without weapons and buy them, which is a scam. Well, not a scam in the literal sense, but it feels like you just look at it and you go, bro, what? That's such a scam, you know? Uh, so that happened, and we looked at the store, at the swords and everything, and that was cool. And we spent a bit of time there, and then we walked right from there, which was towards uh, that the corner of one of the buildings, and that corner had a bunch of the like VTuber or oh my god, what is this? No. Okay, that's so sad. The corner had a bunch of VTuber and like female from the show's art in suspicious positions and articles of clothing. If you know what I'm saying, every anime convention probably has that part of it where they sell the interesting posters, right? And so we just looked at that and we laughed at it for a bit. Okay, like, oh yeah, of course this is here. That's funny. So we looked at that. How does the boomerang monkey miss that, by the way? What is this? And then we walked right again because we were at the corner, so we just turned and we went to those kind of more of these weapon shops and more of the character shops, right? So we just walked around there and then we just walked forward a bunch and past all the character shops, and there was a body pillow shop. So we looked at that for a little bit, just going, damn, they actually just sell body pillows at this convention. I did not think that that was just a thing that happened, but I guess at New Zealand conventions you can just go there and buy body pillows. They had they had like I can't name any of the characters because I don't really watch a lot of anime, so I don't know many of the names, but I recognize just a few of them from looks. I think they had a couple people from Demon Slayer, and then Genshin Impact. That's the ones that I'm like 100% sure that I saw there. So yeah, then we just continued walking forward, and there were damn long day today. I'm sorry, I'm tired. I was at the convention for like from 9 when it opened until 6 when it closed. Right? Okay, I feel like just describing all of the shops and stuff is kind of boring, so I'm just gonna skip around to the parts that I actually want to talk about and find interesting, right? So as we were walking around them, walking around and looking at all the shops and everything, there was one shop that was just the furry shop, and it sold like parts of costumes for furries, like heads, tails, paws. That's just what was being sold at the shop. So I did not expect to see that there as well, right? And then there was also a queue for voice actors from different shows, and my friend wanted to get a signature from one of the voice actors because he's a really big Attack on Titan fan. So he told me that we should come back there to get a signature, right, later on. So we just kept walking, and then at some point we also were walking past a stand, and it was really funny because you just have a bunch of these anime stands and everything, and then there's just there was just a stand. There was advertising. It was like a charity for rugby players because over here in New Zealand people just love rugby, right? So it's this charity for rugby players, but they're in wheelchairs. So they play rugby in wheelchairs. And then they were like trying to get us to pay money for gloves for the people in the wheelchairs and like uh wheel guards, something like that, right? Basically, it was, I don't know, I got a really strange feeling from it because they were just trying to get us to just give them money. And I know that that's what charities are supposed to do, right? But these guys were just going about it in a way that I found really strange. Like they were, I don't know, they seemed super desperate and super shady is the best way I can describe it, right? I just did not get a good feeling from those people. So after that unfortunate thing, yeah, strange. And then, oh, yes, mandatory headphone turn off moment happens in every video. I think that's just my trademark now, you know. Uh, no, never mind. I gotta like just turn the music. Okay, no, I do not want the music. I don't want any of these sounds actually. That's really sad. Okay. Um, yeah, no sound. I'll just have to keep on turning my headphones on, I guess. There was a Magic the Gathering like stand, and then they also had a bunch of tables where you could go and play Magic the Gathering. So that was really cool. Me and my friends, we looked at that and we like said that we want to play Magic the Gathering, and then we came back to that place later on to play Magic the Gathering. And dude, I've played card games before, but I've never played Magic the Gathering before, and it's so fun. Magic the Gathering is so fun. So we played a round, and then we like, decided to go. But then the free decks that they gave us to play with, they just let us keep those. So now I have a Magic the Gathering deck that I can just use, which is really cool. I think they just gave me a deck, especially because I enjoyed playing the game so much. I can just play it, and I'm pretty sure there's a computer game as well, so I can just play it on my computer if I wanted to. But it's I don't know. I really enjoy it because you can play it. Bro, the druid sucks. What is this? I can play it physically. It's just it feels so good playing the game physically with the cards on the table and just being there is really cool. To me at least, I enjoy that. Mm. So we did that, and then like we went outside as well at some part of the convention to get a parking space for my friend because I had another friend that was coming into the convention, right? Third friend. No, second friend. It was me, another friend, and then third friend. Or third person, second friend, yes. So he wanted to park, right? But it's a convention, so obviously all the parking spots nearby are going to be taken. So me and my friend went out like 20 minutes before he arrived to just get a parking spot and sit in it so that other people wouldn't park there and our friend could. And we went to the car park and we found a parking spot there and we were sitting in it and then a car pulled up and basically like the person in the car was really mad at us for sitting in the parking spot and not letting anybody park there, right? And he told us to get out of the parking spot. And I told him, no, we're not going to. We're waiting for our friend to arrive because at this point we thought that our friend was going to be here in like 5 minutes. And I told him, no, our friend's about to be here, so this spot is for him. And the person was upset. And then they said, well, I'm sure by the time they get here, another spot will be open. And then my friend that I was there with just said, well, then go park there, which was really funny because he just, the dude was not expecting it and he got so surprised by it that he just kind of didn't say anything and got back in his car and went to drive around more and look for a spot. But my friend ended up calling us and telling us that he was going to be late, so we just went back to the dude and I told him he can go park there because we didn't really want to BM him like that and then just sit in the spot for another 20 minutes. If we're not going to use the spot, we might as well give it to the guy, right? So, and yeah, in like 20 minutes when our friend arrived, there was just another car that left. He just parked there, so it all worked out in the end. It all worked out in the end. It all worked out. I forgot that I was like recording a video, my bad. So we got my friend and we did another walk around the convention. We played Street Fighter with him on the arcades. That was really fun because, yes, I forgot to talk about this. Me and my friend, we were playing Street Fighter on the arcades, and then they had a special edition of Street Fighter where it was like Marvel characters and Street Fighter characters in one game. Oh wait, I didn't even, like, I don't want that path. My bad. Uh, it was just Street Fighter characters and Marvel characters in one game. I upgraded it again. I'm stupid. I'm so tired and I might just forget everything. Street Fighter characters and Marvel characters in one game, and it was really funny because Hulk was just the best character. You could spam one button on Hulk to just win because the move that button would do had armor on it, and it would do a massive swipe in front of Hulk, and then also do a massive projectile in front of Hulk. So it just destroyed everything and everyone. And Hulk was just the best character. But then I found a character that just could throw out these like little goblin dudes that would stick to the person that he was attacking. And they would do so much damage and they would just go through the Hulk armor and invalidate his move. It was really funny. So I found a person that countered Hulk. And I was beating my friend with that. And then later on, when we were playing with friend number 2, we found another character who just had a grab that had just pretty much the full screen was the range of the grab. He could grab you from the other side of the map, and you can't shoot it because it's a grab. And it was like so fast that you could not react to it, right? I'm just not gonna play champs. I cannot. I know what I can do. I'm gonna do this and get this, because then I can get to the one where you just place down all the towers and then you let it play, and then I can just talk. So, this is good. Yeah, and then the full screen grab character, he just beat both Hulk and Goblin Thrower Man because he would just grab them both from the full screen away, and then he would throw them away after the grab animation was done to the point where they were so far away from him that they couldn't do anything, and he would just grab them again and throw them again. It was just the win. the win button character. And then we went and we. Oh, yes, while we were waiting in line for the autograph, my friend from the Attack on Titan voice actor, the Aaron voice actor, there were like fairies at the convention, and they all organized into doing one conga line just around the convention. It was really funny because we were just standing in line. This is after Friend 2 came in. So we were just standing in line waiting for the voice actor because the line moved really, really slowly. Since every single person that walked up to the voice actor wanted to speak with him and like have a long ass conversation with him. So it was just impossible to move in the line. And I was just watching this very conga line of like 15, 20 people just doing circles around the convention, I think. And the convention was massive. It was like multiple shopping malls, like massive shopping uh malls. I should rate it in like football fields. That works out. It was like hmm, maybe 3, 4 football fields of area, but then imagine the football fields are separated into a grid with each square being like a tiny ass stall with anime products and figurines and like activities and whatever, right? So there were a lot of pathways and spaces to walk on. There was a lot of walking, especially if you went in like the snake pattern to go through every single stand and everything. So, and the ferry conga line, it went around the convention like 3 or 4 times while we were like waiting in the line. It was really funny because I would just see them every single time they walked past, and every single time that they went past us, they just gained more people. It was like they were playing Snake, and they just had to go around the convention and find the furries and like put them in their line. So that was entertaining. That was like what I just spent my time doing, watching them walk around while we were waiting for the autograph. Because like I don't care about the autograph. It was just waiting in line with my friend, right? So I just like stand there and talk to them basically, and then just watch that. And then we also played another Magic the Gathering game with like all 3 of us. We played a freeway Magic the Gathering game, and that game was so long because when it was just me and my friend, first friend, he didn't have to explain many of the rules to me, and because I already played card games before, right? So I could just kind of play. But then friend number 2 has never played a like Magic the Gathering type card game in his entire life. So it took so long for him to understand all of the rules. It was so sad. So the game took us like 2 hours and we didn't even finish it. The convention ended at 6 and we had to like pack up and leave without finishing the game because it was taking him so long to do his turns. It was unfortunate. But I mean, what can you do at the end of the day? If somebody's learning a game, it's just you kind of just have to wait for that and let them learn the game. So, yeah, okay. Now that I've talked about just the atmosphere and the environment at the convention, I can actually start talking about the like, just feeling of it. And it was the feeling and the parts that like I'm here for, which is my experience at the convention. Because I mean, sure, I can talk about how I walked around and like did all the stuff, but at the end of the day, if you weren't really there and you didn't really experience it, you like me telling you by words isn't gonna like be a good. It's not gonna make a good visual image in your head and give you the idea of what it was like. So there isn't really a point of me talking about it. Like I can tell you, it was really fun, and I do want to go there again when they have another one. So yeah, but now what I can talk about, and that will give you like a clear idea of what I'm talking about, is just funny things that I noticed. Just because it was kind of the first time that I saw the anime. Am I still recording? Yes. It was the first time that I saw like the anime community people outside or in real life, right? Because usually you talk with them like on Discord or interact with them on YouTube, but today was the first day that I saw a lot of them in real life. And there's I think it's really interesting how there's just archetypes of like convention goer anime fan, right? So obviously there were some like really fat neckbeard predator people, but it's not as much as you would think. It's actually like very very a very small percentage of the anime community. Maybe it's because the majority of them just did not attend the convention, but out of all the people that went to the convention, like thousands of people, right? There was maybe 10 that I saw. So it's just a ve there's not a lot of them, or at least not a lot of them at the conventions. So the whole stereotype of, oh, if you watch anime or engage with this media, you're just this guy, isn't really even that true. There were a lot of, like, it was to the point where there were more furries at the convention than the Redditor neckbeard types. So yeah, that's interesting. There were a lot of Genshin Impact cosplayers. It was like majority women or people that looked like women, which was I guess it makes sense since like majority of the Genshin Impact characters are women. But I didn't expect there to be this many women that would cosplay Genshin Impact characters, right? I did not think that the female player base of the game was so large because literally every single place that you looked at the convention, you would just see a Genshin Impact character. Genshin Impact character. You could not look at a place and not see a Genshin Impact character. That is how many of them there were, right? And at some point, me and my friend, before friend two came along, we were just walking around and we found this upstairs area with like a few tables and this semi-professional looking photo taking place. And that was just the Genshin Impact cosplayer area and the VTuber area. I can't really tell the difference between VTubers and Genshin Impact cosplayers because, like, as somebody who doesn't engage with either of those things, the they just kind of look the same to me. And because I don't know the individual characters, I can't really like look at them and go, oh, this one's that, and this one's from Genshin Impact, and this one's from VTuber, right? So yeah, and so I would just kind of use those terms interchangeably, I guess. I have a pretty funny idea for what I want to do here. Interchangeably, and yeah, we just found an area that was the VTubing place, the VTuber and Genshin Impact cosplayer place. You could just walk in there, and you would see just a bunch of the characters. And I mean, they if I had to like rate all the cosplays that were there, the Genshin Impact and the VTubing ones were definitely the highest quality ones. But that's also partly because, like, I'm pretty sure a bunch of them were just pre-made. Like, the people that were cosplaying those characters, they didn't make their own cosplays, they just bought them online, right? So, it makes sense why they would be the highest quality. It makes sense why they would be the highest quality, because they're just purchasing them from, like, professional maker people. So, that works out. But yeah, there was a lot of Genshin Impact cosplayers. Another cosplay type that there was a lot of was um, Hatsune Miku. There were like 7 Hatsune Mikus that I spotted just around the convention. There may have been more, because I saw a pink one. It was just like Hatsune Miku, but somebody put a pink decal on it. So I'm not sure what if that was Hatsune Miku or not, but that was there. And then there were a lot of One Piece characters. There were a few Luffy's. There were my friend went as Zoro, right? He didn't have any of the swords because once again that is an annoying sword rule, but a lot of people recognized them. And there were a lot of other Zoros there, so that was funny because we would just be walking around and we would see another Zoro and we'd just go like, "Yo, what's up?" Because it's a person doing the same cosplay as you, so you just gotta walk up to them and say hi, and just you go, let's go, this is cool, right? Because if somebody is doing the same cosplay as you, you just kind of automatically become bros. That's how it works, at least for the convention. And yeah, those are like the three categories of people that I saw. The three categories of cosplays, right? And oh wait, I was talking about the like types of people. This is true. This is true. Yeah, not a lot of neckbeards, a lot of Genshin Impact cosplayers, which were and Hatsune Miku cosplayers, which were like all of them were women. Or I have to specify this because it's like, listen, some of them like may have been fanboys or like trans. I'm not sure, but when you're talking about those communities, it's probably like extremely likely for that to be a thing that just is. Let's go. Turning my headphones on for the second time. Gaming. And I get true. Category number three. There was just the really, or not the really, but just the anime fan that just saw the characters from the anime and went, I want to look like these people. So it's just the anime fans that actually go to the gym, actually like work out and use the characters that they saw as inspiration. There was this one dude who, like, he was at one of the stands, I think, because I only saw him in one area, right? But he was just cosplaying Teen Gohan, and he just like this. I'm pretty sure the dude was on steroids. Like he was not massive physically, but that's just cause he got unlucky with his frame, right? Like he was shorter than me, and I'm like 5'9", I think. So yeah, and he didn't have that broad of shoulders. Plus, he was just kind of hunched over all the time, so that's unfortunate. But he had a lot of muscle, and he did just look like the characters from Dragon Ball Z. Like he was jacked, he was ripped, he looked like a Dragon Ball Z character. So that was very cool to see. I mean, are the zebra balloons immune to explosions? That is unfortunate. Uh, yeah, the people that just decided that they want to look like the characters. There were some of those, and I think that's really cool. It's nice seeing like that anime is actively just making these people's lives better by giving them inspiration to become more fit and stuff like that. That's really cool, I think. Then there was just the like nerd people is the best way to describe them. Like they didn't cosplay, but they just came in like the standard clothing. But it's like if you just saw a skinny guy in like show merch, glasses usually, just that, a lot of them, and you can kind of just tell when somebody is like a nerd, I guess, because there's just a certain posture about them, and just a way that they are, where they like you can just tell that this person is, mm, not really like comfortable in the social environment, right? So there were a few of those people, which I get. It's just kind of like, yeah, that makes sense. It's an anime convention. Obviously, there's gonna be those types of people. So that's just like expected, right? Just that's just what you get. There were a few of the like semi-old dudes, like in their 50s, 60s. It's a bit unfortunate. Like it's a bit difficult to tell because they were balding and they usually didn't look the best because they didn't like take care of themselves that much. But you can just also look at them and go, oh, okay, this person has made like this show or this game their entire personality, right? Because usually they're fully decked out in like whatever show or game merch that they have decided that just is them. Like there was a Zelda guy, there was a Demon Slayer pig man guy, there was a Funko Pop guy. I saw this man just walking around with like a massive ass paper bag full of Funko Pops. Uh, and then the dude that was the Demon Slayer pig guy, he also just had two massive duffel bags that he was literally dragging along on the floor because I don't know if he just didn't want to or he couldn't, but he did not pick those up. They were just on the floor. So, yeah. I'm not sure what was in those duffel bags, but they were there and they were clearly being used for something. There was also just there was one person that I saw near the end. That was like one of the more attention catching, I guess, people at the convention. It was interesting to watch how the progression of people's cosplays and just the outfits that people showed up in as the convention just went along, right, from 9 to 6. Because at the start, there were a lot of the really high effort cosplays, and like the Genshin Impact characters, there was a lot of them, right? Because I guess it makes sense. If you're putting a lot of work into your cosplay, you're gonna also be there pretty early at the convention because it's like you are committed to the thing. And as time went on, just more and more normal people showed up wearing like normal clothes and stuff. And then closer to the end of the convention, there was just a bunch of people. They weren't in a group or anything. They did not coordinate at all. Like because they were just all doing their own thing and not interacting with each other at all. But just a bunch of people showed up wearing just the standard maid outfit, which was like, funny to see because you would just be walking around and then you'll see some dude in an anime in a maid outfit and you just go, okay, let's go. And you'll see, I think I saw maybe like 10 of them. So yeah. But at the end, I saw the person that was like caught my attention. It wasn't really like the outfit somewhat did it, but it was mostly their behavior. Because you just look at the person and you go, oh, okay, this person has like TikTok autism. And I know that that probably sounds very like strange. You hear me say TikTok autism and you go, what the fuck are you talking about, man? Like, what? But it's like they just looked at how people portray having autism on TikTok. Oh, the black ones are just immune to explosion damage. Okay. They just looked at how people portray autism on TikTok and they went, you know what? I'm gonna be this. Like, first of all, yeah, they were wearing, the person was tiny. Like, literally 5 foot something. Maybe like 5 foot. I'm not good at estimating heights, so I'm just not gonna like even bother, but they were 5 foot. They were wearing the maid outfit, and they were also wearing like a biking helmet, just a complete black uh, biking helmet that covered their entire face. And they had the visor down as well, so yeah, it looked really funny actually, because the biking helmets are quite uh, like big, and so it just looked massive on their head, on their like tiny body. That was funny, but they were just I don't know if it was their parent or like some sort of brother or something, but they came in with like this other dude who looked way older than them and was like twice their size and like 3 times their volume. So they looked very funny together. And then there was other people with them as well, but I don't know like what that was, what the like arrangement in that group looked like. So there's just multiple people plus that tiny, tiny dude. And it was like they literally acted like a dog. Not in the way that they were walking around and like barking and slobbering on the floor or anything, but they followed the like massive. Well, I say massive, but like the dude wasn't massive compared to normal people, but compared to them, he was. They just followed that person around and like on a leash. Weren't literally on a leash, but it was like they were. Did not speak, and like the way that they communicated was just by jumping up and down or by like the hand gestures that like, once again like I guess not even technical autism, it's just like the cat hand gestures, but the ones that people do when they want to like pretend that they're a cat. It's like that. That's just how they communicated. And yeah, me and my friends were just sitting there playing Magic the Gathering, and then this like group of people with that person came by, and they sat at the table as well. And I'm pretty sure that everybody except the person wearing the bike helmet, the bike, the motorcycle helmet, played Magic the Gathering, and then they played for like 20 minutes, not enough time to finish the game. I do not think that they finished the game, and then they just left. So yeah, and it was just like when they were leaving, the group just said goodbye, and then the person in the motorcycle helmet just jumped up and down like a few times. So did just a few hops. That was interesting. Then another thing that happened is when we were just walking around, it was me, my friend. I was cosplaying Johnny from Guilty Gear Strive. My friend was cosplaying Zorro, and then the friend that arrived later was just in normal clothing, right? And then I think it was like 2 or 3 Chinese girls or Japanese girls, Asian girls, there we go. Asian girls, 2 or 3 Asian girls. I don't remember how many of them there were, but they just came up to us and they asked us for a photo, which was like very strange because not our costumes weren't really like high effort or anything. I mean, I put a decent amount of work into mine. Like I sewed a collar onto this semi like trench coat thing I have, and then I also made a hat. But and then my friend just had like pre-bought Zorro from AliExpress, right? But they weren't really like super cool costumes. They weren't like stuff that you'd look at and go, "Damn, that's crazy. I wanna take a photo of that." Because for comparison, there was just a dude wearing like a 8 feet, maybe even 9 feet tall bumblebee costume with like robotic parts and glowing eyes and just a full just he looked like Bumblebee, but just in real life, right? So, and then there was just a person who looked exactly like the Bloodborne character. It was just a character from Bloodborne, the dude that you play as. And yeah, like our costumes weren't high effort or anything, but they they came up to us specifically and they asked us for a photo, which was I don't know why they did that. And then they spoke to the friend that arrived late and was just not wearing a costume. So I thought that they wanted a photo specifically with him. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, you guys take a photo. And then I started walking away, and then spoke to me and they went, "Oh, no, 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 with all three of you guys." And it's like, what? And especially because they didn't like it was just three of us standing in a line, and then one of the Chinese girls, one of the Asian girls, just like stood on the side of us, and then they did that for all three of them and took a photo with all of them like individually standing on the side of our line, next to the friend that arrived late in his car. So I, that was like a very strange experience. I had literally no idea why they did that because I mean our friend that arrived in late is just like he's just a normal guy. Like I don't know why they wanted to take a photo next to not only just our group, but then they chose such a weird spot for taking a photo in our group where you just stand on the side. Like yeah, actually now that I think about it, they probably didn't even like attempt to take a photo with him specifically. It's just that I kind of just walked away and then I stretched out our group in a line, and so just the way that they were gonna stand to take a photo was just gonna be next to him. So just like, but yeah, I don't know what that was. That was very confusing to me, and I still have no idea why they did that because we were not the best looking cosplays there, and we were not like super interesting or anything. We're just normal people walking around the convention. And yeah, that happened. Oh, and another, there was just a place that you could go into where there was I don't know who the people were, but there were can I what is this? I just I can put the sniper on the box, but not on the windmill. Okay, game. There were people. No, there was just a room that you could go into with a bunch of chairs because me and my friend we bought just a bajillion donuts because we were hungry, and then we just bought donuts because like let's go, we can get donuts for super cheap and super many of them. So we bought donuts, and then we went to go look for a place to sit. And while we were just walking around, we found this room with a bunch of chairs in it, and you could just we went into the room. Oh no, we didn't even find it. We walked up the stairs to the VTubing like corner, and then we walked left because there was in front of us was the door to the VTubing corner, and then left was just more places that you could walk on. And there were chairs just stacked up on top of each other in piles at the very end, right? And we were gonna walk to those, but then a worker just told us, no, you can't use these chairs, and pointed us to the room and just said, look, there's chairs in here, go use the chairs in here, right? So we did, and then we would go and sit down, and then we realized that this is like a lecture hall, but the people in it are just like random voice actors from different shows that are just speaking about how they did their role and how just like their voice acting experience. And it was really funny as well because they clearly did not have a script and they were just trying to like it felt like they were just given an hour and the people at the convention just went, right, you have to fill in this 1 hour and just speak. If you don't speak, you die. Because they were trying to fill they were like stretching their words and trying to say stuff in the slowest way possible. And I guess it's kind of ironic that I'm saying that because that's kind of what I'm doing now, I guess you could say. But I'm doing that because I just like, it's 1 a.m. I'm so like mega tired from the thing, and I just have I don't have a time limit. I can just spend however long I want speaking without worrying about putting it in a concise way or anything. They were like purposefully trying to stretch out their words and stretch out what they're saying because they just did not have enough stuff to talk about. It was really funny. just listening to them talk and struggle to like and struggle to talk. That's what that was. So we just kind of sit in this room and we eat our donuts, and then there were these two girls that just came in and sat on the seats in front of us, and it was so funny because one of them just pulled out their phone and they're sitting down at this point, right? They're just sitting on the seats, and then she just drops it like for no reason. It's just in her hand, and she just drops her phone somehow. Like it was literally a running joke between me and my friend that we were counting how many people dropped their phones that day. Because at first, at the very start of the convention, right, when we just got there, my friend almost dropped his phone. He was taking it out of his pocket while we were standing, and he almost dropped it, right? But then he caught it. He caught it. And then he like it slipped out of his hand again. It was literally it looked I saw it. I saw it. It was like a bar of soap. It just jumped out of his hand. It just yes. It just jumped out of his hand and like started falling again after he caught it. But then he get this, he just caught it again for the second time. And we just stopped the stuff that we were doing and just went, damn, that just happened. And you just got it twice. That's crazy. And but then after that, we just saw like the two girls sit down, and then she just sits down, and then she just drops her phone. She just drops it, and we just start laughing. And they definitely heard us. They like turned around and looked at us, but we did not care. We just continued laughing because he caught it twice, and like after uh, headphones turned off for the third time. That's how you know I'm recording for a while. Like he dropped it twice and caught it twice. Meanwhile, while standing and just not even paying attention to it, like it just happened, right? He's just holding his phone in his hand and then it just falls. She sits down and just drops her phone. And we just laugh about that. And then later on, when we were waiting in line for one of the racing simulator games, there was just a person behind us that just dropped their phone as well, like just out of nowhere. Just we just hear it like the the phone falling noise, and it just drops. And then we were like, just at one of the stands, and a person dropped their phone as well. There was a lot of phone dropping going on at the convention, but not from my friend. He was on something, and he was catching his phones that he was dropping like it was nothing. So that was funny. I think. Uh, okay, I'll go until this round ends. This time I'm gonna beat it. I promise. This time I'm gonna get it, and then I'm gonna go to sleep because 1:09 a.m. and I have. Oh, no, I'm gonna have to like upload this video today as well. No. Okay, you know what? You guys, you don't get HD version. You just get the 360 one because I'm just gonna set it to upload and go to sleep. Um, Man, overall, Armageddon, it was really fun. There was a lot of cool stuff. I'm definitely gonna bring more money next time because I want to get the swords. The swords were really cool, and there's just a lot of cool stuff that I want to buy. So more money. That's like number one thing that I'm doing next time. It was really enjoyable. I really liked just walking around and looking at people's cosplays and just the costumes that they did. And that was just yeah, that was fun. Just literally walking around the convention and looking at costumes. I would say it's worth it just for that. But going with my friend obviously just made it a bajillion times more enjoyable. I got a Magic the Gathering card pack. I played Magic. That was so fun. Playing Magic was so fun. A lot of yeah, once again, a lot of cosplays that were good. A lot of interesting items at the stands. A lot of like do the poster designs of some of them. There were the posters weren't the main thing. Usually it would be just a store selling other stuff, but then they would also just be selling posters because I guess that's just a really easy thing to just have and sell. Also, I'm gonna put down Helicopter Man, so I just guaranteed not to lose. And there was like the poster designs, some of them were really sick. My friend, he got an Attack on Titan poster that was signed by the Attack on Titan Eren voice actor, and I think he's really happy about that. How much? Okay, 19k, easy. He was really happy about that, and now he's just got a smaller, a cool poster, a cool Attack on Titan poster that's just signed by the voice actor. So I guess it's like a collectible in that way. But yeah, the poster. I keep on I keep on trying to speak about the poster designs and then just getting sidetracked. It's funny. Yeah, the posters, there was a lot of really cool posters, and I know it's like a really just uneventful thing to talk about because oh wait, can I even oh no. I just can't get. That's really funny. On wave 59, I'm not doing that again. Go away. Uh, a lot of cool posters, and even though it's like a really, yeah, what was it? Uneventful and like strange thing to talk about. Just it's really nice having just multiple. I would I would probably say kilometers of walkway that you just walk on and you see pretty objects around you and you see pretty posters and you see like pretty people. It's so enjoyable and so fun. But yes, I think this was my Armageddon experience summarized as best as I can at 11:13 a.m. after being at Armageddon for a very long time. I should, I could, I guess I should or I could, I don't know. Ask me in the comments if like a singular person watches this video and they want to see like a more better thing about Armageddon. I guess the comment for it. That's really funny. It's like, oh no, I'm asking for comments on a YouTube video. I'm farming engagement. No, genuinely, like, I don't. I probably won't make one even if you comment because right now I can't think up of a different topic to talk about with Armageddon, but that's because I have just spoken about it for literally an hour. So I'm sure like after I have rest and actually like process all of the events and everything that happened, I will be able to talk more about it because yeah, I literally spent what from 9 to 6, it's 9 hours I spent at Armageddon and I only made an hour long video about it, so think about that. I have so much just experience. There's no way that I compacted my experience from the event 9 to 1 into speech, right? And speaking of that, I was actually going to make a different video today, but I just did not because I went like on the two Skyblock foraging videos that I made. Oh, this is true. This one is a Balloons Monkey defense video again because Skyblock has been too laggy for me to log on to it and play because they're doing a anniversary event and just literally servers are dying, so I can't even get on the game to play and forage. Very sad. And Elden Ring, I cannot play Elden Ring in this state. So like out of the games you see here, I can like I guess like maybe I could play Risk of Rain while talking, but I don't know. Balloons Tower Defense is just nice because I can relax and lean back in my chair and I don't have to play the game. So and Skyblock was just unavailable. But yeah, I was in the on the South Island in New Zealand and just I was gonna make a video talking about that trip. So uh, just so I don't remember, I'll put this here. Uh, because I still want to make a video about this, but I made the Armageddon one today because I wanted to talk about the experience while it was still fresh in my head. But yeah, this is what we got. mountains, living at south. So I'll just write down some topics that I want to talk about when I actually make this video. People, locations. Yes, I'll just this is good for now, so I don't forget. That can stay there as separate, so I remember. And yeah, thank you for watching Armageddon 2024 New Zealand edition. Very fun. Would recommend. We'll go again. Bye bye.